makes your day. He does what you like to and takes you along. Mike makes your day.
Redban, have you guys been following the Comedy Mothership grand opening, Joe Rogan's Comedy Club? Some cool stuff going on at the ultra strict Comedy Mothership, sold out for months. You know, they get a lot of cool little things that could happen here because scalpers, you see, bought up all the tickets to the Comedy Mothership. They sold out of 6 months of shows in advance, and most of it was bought up by scalpers. But Joe Rogan's doing this thing at his comedy club where your name has to match the name on the ticket. But I don't think they released this policy until after the scalpers bought all the tickets. So the scalpers bought all the tickets. The shows say sold out. Now the scalpers are selling all the tickets. But then the people who buy the tickets are all going to get turned away because their name doesn't match the ticket, which is the new policy. They have not thought this through. So stay tuned. That could be a big one. But my friend Brian Redban, and we really are bonding and building a relationship here. I got some good Redban stuff for you today. Let's see what he was up to. And I had a lot of people fill me in on these little things that Redban has been saying on his virtual Redban podcast about me. So let's go here. The Comedy Mothership opens. We'll show you some of that. I've got some great stuff from that. Wait till you see Joe Rogan's dress that he decided to wear. Another guy, anti-trans guy, wants trans out. He showed up to opening night at Comedy Mothership wearing a dress. No joke. This is not photoshopped. Here's a photo of Joe Rogan on his stage. And you tell me that's not a dress. I mean, it is literally reaching his knees. You know, it's so funny because this picture, I mean, come on. Can we just, for this picture? Come on, guys. This is like exactly what my life is. I mean, this picture is everything. Hold on, let's get this. And can you get me the Dave Chappelle picture? Oh, we got that too. Maybe he's doing it because his buddy Dave did a long shirt once. There is, and if you're not following why this is so funny, there is nothing stupider than that. Sorry. Nothing stupider than the way he looks. And this was opening night. This is him on his big stage. Opening night, thousands of people, millions of people online watching, celebrating along.
And those are some tight ass leggings.
So he's got these little, and remember, this nigga's 5'2".
Talk about tucking.
So imagine a little short, bald muscle man coming up to you wearing a gown, and it's an all white. So if you're listening to the audio version, this is an all white woman's hoodie. Like you would wear this if you were like really interested in like Harvey Weinstein news and you'd been raped and you're into that scene. You know, that movie that's coming out or that came out about Harvey Weinstein that looks so silly.
She Said.
She Said. You look like a bitch from She Said.
You gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Every time I see a scene from it, it looks amazing.
Every time I see She Said, I go, I wish Harvey would have fucking murdered them too. I wish Harvey would have raped them to death. Now I get it, you know, because you see these fucking bitches. That bitch and She Said it is like way worse than Harvey. What's her name, that actress? I can't stand her. Maybe we should show the trailer for She Said after this.
Okay, I'll find
Pull that up. People would enjoy that because they're anti-women. People hate women on the internet. These shows, these podcasts, people hate fucking women. So you could always get an easy A by doing an anti-woman thing on these shows. So here is Rogan's outfit. What else needs to be said? This is a no-no. I mean, and imagine how people must have felt when he walked on stage wearing this. And we've got some video of it too, I think. So you could see this is not an optical illusion. It's not a weird picture that got distorted. It's not a Photoshop. He wore a long white cashmere women's cut Etsy hooded dress with leggings and Uggs. Now, how is this not trans? How is this not the same as going out in a dress? I mean, and you're bald as a cue ball up there. It looks so incredibly gay. Like, it looks worse than Robin Tran. It's arguable to some people. Arguable. The Mythical Kitchen has opened. Mythical Beast. Sorry, I got to run and fulfill one of my ghost kitchen orders. We finally got a sale here. I'm a dasher. Or no, I've got dashers coming to my place to pick up the orders. I hope they're all going straight to their customers. I would hate for our food to get cold and them to blame the restaurant, which is my new ghost kitchen that I opened here, called Chiba Happy Taco. So if you want to be part of my food, come on over. Okay, so here he is. He's wearing his dress. This was the opening. And, you know, they did something else that's brilliant. The club, from what I'm hearing, is not so bad. I hear they have a nice sound system. I hear it's all nice, but they did what every fool does. And they forgot to design the shot. They designed the room, not the shot. What does that mean? Well, every fool does this. You see this on every podcast. So what they do is they build a podcast set, let's say, and they design the room. And then they set up their cameras, and let's say they have 3 camera shots. Then their camera shot is just like them against a white wall. So the whole room is designed, but we wouldn't know it because in the shot it's just them against a white wall. Or here, the shot is just going to be Joe against a shitty blue curtain. So every time they film at this club, every time they do anything in this club or take a picture, if they want a medium shot, it's just going to be them against some shitty blue background that looks like, I mean, this could be in any kid's basement. So they forgot to design for the shot. Instead, they designed the room. But what good is that when you're filming and all you see is that? I mean, that's not much of a shot, right? That's not that beautiful. So when you hear all these people go, the stage is beautiful. Well, to me, I'm only seeing this. So that's not beautiful. Everybody forgets this. Everybody
Sorry,
forgets this.
not beautiful.
Yes, exactly. So there he was there. And we've got some great videos. And I got this. The best part about this club is what I'm about to show you here. And this actually really disturbs me. And I'm not kidding around. I have come to this age in my life, or this thing that happened to me. I know this doesn't happen to anybody else, but maybe it does. And I really have thought about this for a long time. I hate getting my picture taken. I hate it. I've always hated it. I mean, my whole life, when somebody would ask me to take a picture, and we just thought we had to, right? I mean, we're brought up with people going, smile, say cheese, we're taking your picture. In school, they're taking your picture. Every fucking time you're at a thing with your family, they're taking a picture. Everywhere you fucking go, your whole life, you're being documented. And I've always hated this. I always found it very intrusive, and I would hate smiling. Like, I couldn't just smile for a fucking picture. And I grew to hate pictures more and more until I finally got to a point in my life where I go, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I'm not taking a picture for any, I hate it. I mean, it makes me feel terrible to sit there and stand and pose. And by the way, have you ever seen a picture of a person? It looks pretty horrible usually. I mean, really, like, go on Instagram right now, find a random picture of just a regular guy that you know. It looks awful. So you're not doing anybody any favors.
You know how the show takes like 10 hours to upload after we're done? About 3 of those hours are Mike trying
going
to
one
find
frame
acceptable
to the other,
frame
one
that he can
acceptable
post.
frame. Can I please? And I'll spend 10 hours going frame by frame.
You should just make a different
3
cover
hours
photo
long.
for the show that's
yeah,
not
yeah, you
a
should
pic.
just do this. You should just do that. Oh, God, everyone with their suggestions. Here's what I've come to understand about myself. I don't like pictures, never have, and I'm not doing them. But at Joe Rogan's Comedy Club, you could not enter without getting your picture taken. Okay, this is true. At Joe Rogan's Comedy Club, when you enter, and we'll show you the video of this, you come in, you give them your ticket, and then you stand just like at the DMV, and they take your picture and put it in the system with your name. Think about this. Also at Joe Rogan's Comedy Club, they make you lock your phone in what's called a yonder bag. It's a little small fabric pouch. You put your phone in it. They lock it. You cannot open this pouch until the end of the show when they unlock it for you. So, think about those two things. You are not allowed to have your cell phone on you in this club or at any of their comedy shows. You cannot have your phone with you in the lobby, not in the showroom. If you want your phone, you go to the front door. They unlock it for you. You step outside. You could use it. When you come back in, they lock it up again. The fact that that was ever allowed, the fact that anyone ever let somebody do that to them, blows my mind. The fact that Joe Rogan, Mr. I ain't wearing a mask, I don't care about what that's about. I'm not wearing a mask because it's infringing my rights. I got to take a picture and lock up my phone so that you and Tony can do your comedy.
I mean, talk about state-sponsored surveillance.
I mean, come on. It's one or the other. You're either a I don't want people telling me what to do guy.
You're basically enforcing a social credit score at your club.
Yes. And I'll tell you this, because that's why I told you the story about me getting my picture taken, how much I hate it, because you think I'm kidding. I would 100% wear a mask all day before letting someone take my picture. To me, putting on a mask, I like that, in fact. I feel much safer. Now I don't got to fix my mustache. I don't got to do my beard. I could just go out in the morning without doing my beard. You ever think of that? This is a whole beard. So I would rather, yes, 100%, I would rather go to a comedy show where I had to wear a mask rather than get my photo taken. Now, that could be very well just me, because a lot of people don't care. A lot of people don't care that their phones are locked up or their photo is being taken and put into a Joe Rogan system. Imagine that. Imagine that. Your photo. I mean, that is so invasive to me. And why is he doing this?
Hand over these photos to the cops?
What are the photos for? And by the way, I believe the same crowd that is all up in arms about all this horseshit that Joe Rogan's up in arms about, weren't they just complaining last week about how the cops are filming them? They don't want to be filmed. They don't want their data. They don't want this. They want everybody out of their business.
I read an article like a month ago where they're talking about introducing facial recognition at like arenas and stadiums. And the representatives from the stadiums were like, "Oh, we're just introducing facial recognition because we want to make it easier for the customers and we want you to be able to enter and buy food just based on your face. We would never use it for anything bad." And everyone's like, they're going to end up using it for something
these
bad.
Are the people with
but
the VAT.
Joe's not even saying that. He's just like, no, we're using it to surveil and punish.
Yeah, and listen, so why is he doing this? Well, we'll tell you. He's doing this because if you heckle, listen to this. If you heckle, there's no heckling allowed at his shows, by the way. If you heckle, they have your picture and you're no longer allowed back in. You're on the list and they've got your picture. You're not allowed back in. But also they have your picture. They know who you are. They tie it with your name. I don't like that one bit. They moved to Austin for free speech, as Tony's going to say. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I have a video right here I'm about to show you of Tony on the stage at Comedy Mothership going, yeah, we all fled from L.A. and moved to Austin for free speech. And it's like, what? You moved to Austin for free speech? That's how crazy you've all gotten? You didn't leave L.A. because there was no free speech. You left because of the lockdowns. He literally went on, say, you'll see this clip coming up. We moved to Austin so we could have free speech. This is what he says is everybody cheers with their locked up phones and their photo taken and signs everywhere saying heckling not allowed. First of all, I thought you guys were killers. Here, let's get into the video, and then I'll tell you this stuff, because I'm very upset about this. Mr. Free Speech should not be locking people's phones and kicking people out for heckling. Shouldn't you be able to demolish the heckler with one of your quick-witted slams? You've been doing this for years. By the way, is heckling that big of a problem? People who come to Joe Rogan shows are dying to see him. He's never been heckled. Ever. But he's terrified of this. Wait till you see this here. Xander posts this in the Bring Back group. We love Xander. Of course, Xander BBG. Here it is. And he posts this post. I've got some more stuff here. Joe Rogan had his grand opening for his comedy club tonight, and I've got some thoughts. It seems that they take pictures of every customer before allowed inside. I've never heard of this. It seems very invasive and off-brand for Rogan. Is this off-brand to Russell Brand? Oh, all these free speech guys, you know? Fuck YouTube. My show is on there. My show is on YouTube. But I hate YouTube. Oh, YouTube, they censor us all. But I'm on there, my main show. Okay. You know, it's just like I would really love to get behind one of these guys if they weren't so full of shit. All right, here's this little video of the comedy Mothership. Let's see what we can see. Hopefully they don't have me muted here. Okay, first customer. Look at this. Wait. That was the damn thing. See these damn videos. I feel like Aaron M. Emholt when he wanted to quit this morning. Remember that? Here. Let's see if I can pause on that. So you come in, you hand your ID, and then he's going, stand back, sir. And then it cuts. Here's the damn controls. Okay. Here. Yeah, let me show you this before it goes black. See, he's going, stand over here. Stand over here, and then they take your picture with this webcam, and then it goes into their system. How is that necessary? How? I mean, let's say, okay, how many hecklers do you think there's going to be? Just kick them out if they heckle. How about that? Why is this such a... why so much pre-production around what if someone heckles? I mean, this is Tony Hinchcliffe, the killer. Joe Rogan, these are murderers.
They heckle, you grab them, you kick them out. Everyone's laughing.
By the way, why can't people heckle? You know, when I grew up, that was part of comedy. So they're allowed to do crowd work and pick on people in the audience, but the audience can't say boo? Why? Why can't the audience speak? And by the way, the tickets are $60. You come in there, you're spending $100 on drinks, $60, but no, you must remain quiet in your seat. The only time your mouth is opening is if you're laughing at Joe Rogan and his friends. How dare you have a thought that comes to your head? Only we can do crowd work. I don't like that at all. If you're going to pick on people in the crowd, then they should be allowed to talk back. And if they're dissatisfied with the show, they should be allowed to yell. That's free speech. Now you're going to see Tony saying we moved here to Austin for free speech. Here, I'll show you this picture here. Look at this coming up in this video. Okay, here, maybe it's here.
People are saying they don't even do this in Chaz, Seattle.
Exactly. Look at this. Hecklers will be alienated. Now, that could be like just a funny sign. Hecklers will be alienated. But no, he's serious. Hecklers will be thrown out. Now, I've got more proof. Watch this. Watch these little videos I found. Because I've been following this comedy Mothership.
Now, when I lived in my old life, in my hometown of Canada.
I'm going back to my old life.
In my hometown of Canada, they used to do similar stuff to this at a lot of like nightclubs, like casinos.
Yeah, so this had never happened in America before. This is a Canada thing. Like they don't do this in America.
Cowboys nightclub downtown in Calgary. Mm-hmm. You would be like, oh, I'll go to the casino before the stampede. And before you go in, they would like scan your ID. I forget if they actually took a picture of you, but they definitely scanned your ID. Yeah,
scan your ID. That's normal.
And then, yeah, they would take a picture of you, I think.
That's crazy. But that should not, we cannot allow that. And I won't go into any venue that takes my picture.
But the point
that's insane.
Is, according to Joe, Australia and Canada are so strict.
Yeah.
Communist Canada.
But when it comes to you, now that you want to make it easy, you've got all these same restrictions here. This video is going to make it perfectly clear. Because they've been posting up a storm on their little Instagram page. Here we go. Comedy Mothership. I need a Comedy Mothership t-shirt, by the way, if anyone could get me one of those. Okay, listen to this. So here is a guy announcing, and by the way, this is not a good job. I never thought this was good enough. You know, when we had our comedy club, we had a beautiful video presentation that announced the show. At most of these comedy clubs, this is a guy on back with a microphone, and you'll see what I mean here. So there's a guy in the sound booth with the microphone. He's telling everybody, but listen to how the crowd is greeted. And again, why is this priority number one? They paid $60. They're here. They're buying $100 worth of drinks. They're all your fans. And you got to act like this. Listen to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Comedy Mothership.
I don't know who this is.
The exit to this room is located in the back. Our bathrooms are downstairs in the lobby. There will be no heckling and no recording of any kind.
There will be no heckling or no recording of any kind. Why does that need to be your main concern? Listen to this.
Downstairs in the lobby, there will be no heckling and no recording of any kind, or you will be kicked out. That being said, are you ready for the show tonight?
Nice stumble. This heckling you're kicked out thing, that's not a thing. Why is Joe Rogan, Mr. Freedom, Mr. Equal Opportunity for everybody, why is he adopting this policy? I've never heard that. I've been to every comedy club in this damn world. And there's never, if you heckle, you'll be thrown out immediately. I mean, what are you guys so afraid of? I mean, that's like the same thing as like banning people in your chat.
Right here in the center of the comedy universe, it's my great pleasure to bring to the stage your first comedian of the evening, Mr. Hans Hill.
See, that's that shot again. So you have the stage there, but who would know? All you see is this. That's not so beautiful. Not such a beautiful shot. Okay, so here's this Tony Hinchcliffe part I was talking to you about. Oh, there it is again. Look at that. Hecklers will be alienated. I mean, they're
sure
really...
want people to know.
Yes, I mean, every day on their story, they show this sign. Every day they're showing you how they photograph people. They're showing you the guys say no heckling. It's like they really want this message out. I didn't know that was something that was bothering Joe. So it's almost as if they're challenging us. Who's watching? Redbar's watching! There will be big prizes for people who could, one, get a Redbar's watching recorded there, and two, get a heckle recorded at the Comedy Mothership. Big prize. I can't tell you what those are because then it's like I'm paying you to do it. But there will be big prizes. Keep it legal. And by the way, this whole locking your phone in the thing, when you go in, just say, I left my phone in the car. And then it's in your pocket. Or are they patting you down? If so, put your phone in your sock. If they're checking your sock, this club needs to be shut down. So I don't understand why anyone's putting their phone in a pouch. This is what you say. It's like how people go to jury duty still. This is what you say when you get to the door. Oh, yeah, I knew about the policy. I put my phone in my glove box, locked it up in the car because I don't want to just hold on to it in a pouch and not be able to use it. So I just left it in the car. Okay. And then you get in there and you record the shit out of everything. What kind of idiot goes, oh, my phone? Here's the pouch. Bring two phones. Bring a fake phone. Pouch it up. You got 8 phones, taped to your stomach.
That's why baby
get in there
phones.
With phones. I want to give them such a hard time with this. And that's why I'm going to introduce my new product. You could cut to me today. This is coming out soon. I've been working on it. A lot of people go, Mike, what is Mike doing with all these magnets? Remember this? Well, I've been in the works, in development on a product. This is no joke. I watched a video a while back that inspired me that showed these phone pouch bags, these Yonder bags. Do we have one here to show people? Well, I bought a bunch of Yonder bags on eBay because I saw this video, that if you use 2 of these industrial magnets, you could pick the lock of the yonder bag yourself. So I bought all these different brands of magnets, all these different sizes of magnets, because my goal is to get this thing down to where you could carry a magnet that's no bigger than a quarter. You keep it in your pocket. They lock up your phone. You take this magnet and you go, your fucking pouch is open. We are going to be developing, well, we're going to be buying these magnets and branding them with Redbar. And we're going to be selling them on the store for like $6. And you're all going to be able to have these magnets, and you're going to have complete freedom to use your phone in any comedy environment you wish. I will not let this stand. So we're still in development here, and the product will be released soon, coming to our store at redbarradio.net/store. My goal is, because right now we're at the point where you need 2 pretty big magnets to make this thing work. So I'm trying to hunt down a company where I could get these magnets down to this size.
We might go on Shark Tank for
so that you could easily carry. I do need $350K to get this thing started. But yeah, we're trying to find the perfect magnet. And then, yeah, we're going to get these things beautifully pad printed with some sort of art on there. And you buy the Redbar magnet, you take it with you to the comedy shows, you unlock your case, you say, go fuck yourself, throw that thing in the fucking
and then
toilet.
They're like, oh, it's the rules of the comedy mothership that your phone has to be locked up. And then you go, it's the rules of Redbar. I must use this magnet to unlock.
Exactly, yeah. Our rules matter just as much. Redbar is watching, and we will not let you lock up our phones. Hecklers will not be alienated.
I was just thinking, how come half of the club is alien themed and then the other half is like Great Gatsby themed? You couldn't find an alien like font?
Because they don't know. They don't know what they're doing. Okay, here's Tony, and this is the part I wanted to show you about Tony. Okay, listen to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, so many fucking great comedians have moved to this unbelievable getaway out of fucking Los Angeles and New York.
Unbelievable getaway out of fucking Los Angeles. Like, why are you talking? I thought that you were a professional comedian. Ladies and gentlemen, so many fucking comedians have moved out of this to this beautiful getaway. He's still on this kick. It's like they're trying to convince themselves. Every time you see Joe or Tony, they're trying to convince themselves almost that Austin was the right move. I just can't imagine. I mean, I moved to a new city. You don't hear me talking about it every goddamn day. What is this push to get everyone to move to Austin? Are you involved with the city somehow? Are you getting a piece of from the city to get people to move here? What is the agenda here? This has been, you guys have lived there for 2 years now. And you don't stop about how we must escape our cities and move to Austin. It's very bizarre. Michael Malice has moved there. Bridget Fettis, they're all moving there. For what? So they could hang out with Joe at a bar and maybe be rich? I guess that is smart.
We moved from a liberal state to a conservative state.
And you don't have to talk about it all day. And by the way, why would you want why would you want to fill your town with more people? To turn it into LA, the exact place you moved from? Listen to what he says here, though. This is important.
Unbelievable getaway out of fucking Los Angeles and New York, and we're escaping to here for our free speech and to have some fucking...
We're escaping to here for our free speech. I mean, come on. And nobody objects to this? What do you mean? You're alienated. Get him out. Lock him up. Two Joes come out with those matching hoodies. Oompa, loompa, doopa dee Joe. I mean, Joe, you look ridiculous. You look ridiculous. Let's hear this again, just in case I was wrong here, okay? Wait a second, I'm rewind here. Here we go. Listen to this again.
In New York, and we're escaping to here for our free speech and to have some fucking fun. And when I got to the Comedy Store 16 years ago, this guy immediately became...
It's just introduced. We're escaping to here for our free speech. There's no need to escape anywhere anymore, by the way. The lockdown is over. Everything's open. And they've stolen, by the way, every Comedy Store employee. Joe Rogan's on Rogan. He's on tape saying, yeah, I hired all the best employees from the Comedy Store. I just paid them more and had them move out here. Well, that's really nice to the comedy store. I'm sure they... All right, we've got some more here. Here's a news clip.
No, you don't have to.
We don't have to do that one.
It's just that it's like Fox News or something talking about how he has cameras. I forget what they say.
Well, I want to hear that. I didn't see this clip. Let's hear this one.
I want to get to Joe Rogan.
Oh. Blame Facebook, not me.
Rogan's cancel-proof comedy club.
His cancel-proof comedy club, where they take your picture and you're alienated if you heckle. They locked your phones. That doesn't work. Sorry, guys. It doesn't work. Fighting free speech by restricting it more than any other business in town. I mean, if any other business did this to them, they would go apeshit. I mean, this was their whole reason for leaving LA is because of restrictions. And now it's just, we're going to have restrictions that no one else has. To me, I think that's a big deal.
Would I know any of the performers?
Roseanne Barr?
Oh,
yeah, you'd know her.
Yep.
She's part of opening week. The line up there, the comedy club.
You are on TV? Who would hire a person with a voice like that? I mean, that went right through me. Listen to that.
Yeah, you'd know her.
Yep.
She's part of opening week. The line up there, the comedy club is
Kill her!
Mothership. It's in Austin, Texas. It's being hailed as a safe space for the anti-cancel culture crowd. Completely politically incorrect and completely okay. Tickets affordable at $40.
Yeah. But they're too afraid for it to be filmed. God forbid. If you're so brave in free speech, let us film it and share it with the world. But no. I mean, that's why it's such BS. It's like, use your free speech. I keep hearing about free speech, but when has Joe Rogan ever said anything outside the bounds of free speech? Ever. He hasn't even dared. And now he won't let us film. We are filming. I guarantee I will get a tape from inside that club. I want to ruin the whole audience's night. You know, maybe it'll take a year from now. We're going to have to buy out every seat and fill it with our own crowd. But it must happen.
Bucks if you can get them. Much more on the resale market. You have to forfeit your phone at the door so you can't record.
Right.
And have your face scanned. And that surprised me.
What the fuck? Why do you think you have to have your face?
Probably security, so he can know who's there.
Yeah.
What? Wait, and this is coming from Fox News. They're okay. They're like promoting that. So yeah, you get your photo taken and all your shit scanned. Weren't we going on and on and on about how bad that is all the time? Yeah, I don't know. It's probably for security. So if it's for security, it's okay. Isn't that your big thing? I just don't understand. Here's Redbar.
We're going to show that clip if you want to go over Redbar. This is the same clip from
Great. So it was a mashup. Great. Okay, so let's get into, are we going into virtual Redbar now?
Let's check him out.
Okay, Redbar, come on down, my buddy. Virtual Redbar, is this where I'm starting? Virtual Redbar Comedy Mothership Day 1?
Yeah.
Here we go, and we've got Redbar to show us around the beautiful Comedy Mothership.
He gives
silencing
a nice tour.
Free speech, but yeah, Redbar is so sweet. Remember, we are good friends with Redbar, which is really nice to be. Oh my God, I didn't know this was out.
Oops. It's because you had hot sauce on your taco today.
I got a lot of listeners who are so against Pepto-Bismol. I get like so many emails saying, I can't believe you're taking Pepto-Bismol. It's so dangerous.
Yeah, it makes your shit black.
Not mine.
Yes,
sorry, if my shit was black, I'd fucking shoot it. I hate black shit. All right, let's see Brian Redbar. Let's go to 510 here. It's going to be nice to see him. Actually, this virtual Redbar is such a vibe. And this reminds me, I got into all this crap back in the day watching these Death Squad shows, these terrible, terrible Brian Redbar ran Death Squad podcasts. But there is something so soothing about Brian's voice. Have you noticed this? Brian Redbar is such a comforting voice. I could really listen to him. I might start watching virtual Redbar more often because just listening to him explain things and talk is a very nice, comfortable. He's such a sweet, sweet guy. And I just really love him. All right, let's hear him discuss the club.
So yeah, if you've been playing along, if you've been paying attention, when Joe Rogan moved out here, he was going to open up a new comedy club, and it's been a while since a lot of stuff has happened in the last couple of years. There was a whole venue change. At one point, Joe was going to have his venue somewhere else, and then that fell through, and he decided to go with the classic, historic Alamo Theater, which is in downtown Austin. It used to be a few different things in its life. The last thing it was a Alamo Draft House, which is a movie theater, and they filed bankruptcy, or they left. So Rogan bought the whole building and pretty much gutted it out, and saved a lot of its history, but also fixed it for it was a movie theater. So they had how like movie theaters have like the stadium seating, so he had to redo the whole concrete and everything like that. And
they had like a dozen of these Rogans with those white long hoodies all lifting bricks. You should have seen it. It was like how Gobekli Tepe was built.
Pretty much just pumped that place with just everything high tech. Like the sound system, one of the best sound systems you'll ever hear in a comedy club. It sounded like when they were testing out the sound, it sounded like a freaking, IMAX movie theater, like with the THX shit going on. It was just unbelievable sound, unbelievable stage, one of the most beautiful stages you'll ever see.
But there's also was that beautiful, one of the most beautiful blue curtains you've ever seen.
Little Joe Rogan touches throughout the place, including the glasses having little alien heads on them, and so much fun stuff.
I was just saying, my wife here, Jules, she bought a book the other day, and I couldn't believe when this book, every day she buys 2 books. And I'm sitting there and I'm opening the Amazon packages, and I open this book and I almost fell backwards because the book was a little book called Communion. Communion. On the cover of the book is your typical alien head. Okay, the big seed head with the seed oil eyes, your classic alien. And I couldn't believe this was my other. I go, Jules, what the hell is this? Because when I was a kid, Communion, specifically that story, it's this story about these aliens. I don't even know what it is. I only saw imagery from it. But back then, the book Communion, and I think there was a movie Communion, scared me to death. Now, this was before, there was a time before alien heads were just a thing, that you could find at Zoomies. There was a time in the world where alien heads weren't some cute graphic that was all over someone's shirt or skateboard. There was a time where that typical alien face was very scary. I don't know if anyone remembers this. I had an incident with some aliens. When I was a child, I was at this overnight camp in the middle of Kalamazoo, Michigan woods, and we had this whole incident with these aliens and these men in black. Really, the men in black before the movie came out. I know you're thinking the movie, but there was these men that came in the woods, and they would erase your memory of the aliens. And I mean, I couldn't even sleep. I was at this summer camp, and I was just so scared of these aliens that the counselors claimed they saw that I couldn't sleep at night. I mean, I was literally shivering about aliens. I was probably 11 years old. And for a long time, I was very scared of aliens. It seems so silly now. I'm not scared of aliens anymore. But that typical alien phase was very scary. Now Joe Rogan's got alien heads all over everything, forgetting that could be very scary to somebody. All right, let's let Brian continue.
The glasses having little alien heads on them, and so much fun stuff. Now,
that's fun.
I went last night, popped in there, and it was Joe Rogan was there. Of course, Roseanne was there. Ron White was there. Tony was there. David Lucas was there.
Ron White ain't a selling point, Austin. I hate to break it to you. We don't give a fuck about Ron White. They go on, and then this old man comes in and goes, "Hey, everybody, I'm Ron White. Marvelous. Wonderful. Get him the fuck out of my life. We don't care about Ron White. You know, Joe Rogan's Comedy Club is really, he's describing it. It's really cool. They have aliens everywhere. You're going to see some images of it. They have, and this is so cool, they haven't opened this part of the club up yet, but there's Mitzi's Bar. Okay, after the wonderful Mitzi Shore from the Comedy Store, right? So they have Mitzi's Bar. They've got a couple rooms at the Comedy Club. You've got Mitzi's Bar. You've got the Fat Man, which is their main room. And then you have the Little Boy, which is a small room. Those are the names of the room. In Mitzi's Bar, the bar they haven't opened, this is really cool. And you'll see this coming up next week. They have a fully preserved Michael Lair in a glass case. They've got him hooked up to tubes. They got Michael Lair for you. It's really not, they're really... you know, what do they call that? Paying homage to the greats at Joe Rogan's Comedy Club. So, yes, if you would like to pay your respects to Michael Lair, he's there, preserved, and I think they got him in a gel. You know, he's hung there. He's fully naked, and they've got this breathing apparatus, kind of like that pump room Dr. Peterson showed.
Yes,
and it's
of course.
I think they're trying to keep him alive to see... how much they could annoy me. Let's hear some more.
William Montgomery, I mean, it was just every single person pretty much was there. And I tell you, man, I can't, you know, sometime I'll go there and, you know, take some more photos or videos and stuff. I didn't really take much because I was just enjoying myself, but you really got to check it out. Now, I do have some things that I filmed.
Thank you.
We also have a guy that was there last night that made a YouTube video that we can take a look at. One of the funnest things, you might have seen this on my Instagram, we're in the green room, and this is just to show you how new this place is. Literally, the mirror in the green room, one of the mirrors in the green room still had the plastic on it, you know, where you peel the plastic.
So yeah, they're showing you around. Should we cut to 8 minutes
Yeah,
here?
I don't know if you want to
this is
see
really
all of these clips, but
no, I don't want to see this one. It's too annoying.
Yeah, just...
oh, yeah, here's, you can see, like, the Michael Lair stuff here.
This next video shows you, kind of give you an idea of just all the little touches.
There he is.
That
so see, they got, like, it's kind of like, this isn't it, but you could see, like, what it would be. So, like, yeah, down the hallway, it's like an alien and then the naked Michael Lair, stuff like that. So very cool. 1345, talking about the photos and security. Okay, here we go. We're going to talk about the photos. And they're all talking about this as if this is like a cool thing that you're getting your photo taken and how tight security is. So this is at 1345. Let's check this out.
Of Joe Rogan's Comedy Club, Comedy Mothership.
Oh, no.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Mike from 2012.
No.
Front of the club.
Here we go. Watch this.
One thing I also, by the way,
this is like every guy here. Look at this guy. Short, stubby, kind of chubby guy with a beard. Short, stubby, chubby guy with a beard. Short, stubby, chubby guy with a beard. One of these other like Mexican-y guys with a beard. Here's another short, stubby guy with a beard. They all look like that. Isn't that weird? Like, this must be the typical Joe Rogan guy, is this kind of guy. They all have this shitty beard, this shitty hair. Look how many of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all in line. They should only let in one version of that guy per night.
I didn't know about, but I thought was very interesting, and I'm 100% for it. And I could see where some people might be a little upset, but live with it. Because this is Joe Rogan's Club. One thing that Joe Rogan has been doing lately, Vulcan, Kill Tony has been doing, Dave Chappelle does it too at all his shows, and a lot of comedy clubs are going into this. You know, your phones are locked up in a yonder bag is what they call it. It's this bag. So when you get there, you put your phone in a bag. If you need to use your phone, you have to go back outside, take it. They'll open it up for you. If you have to use your phone to call a babysitter or something like that.
Babysitter shit. You know, that's the only excuse they'll allow. Do you have to call the babysitter? We'll only allow it if it has something to do with the babysitter and your kid. Otherwise, you having something with your phone. I hope your phones are locked up too, comics. Be reasonable.
They'll open it up for you if you have to use your phone to call a babysitter or something like that. But that makes it so people are paying attention, not recording sets, being assholes and stuff like that. But one thing that I didn't know, but that I guess they do it almost in all the clubs in Canada, somebody told me. And this is something that's been going on a lot recently. This is something new that I've never heard of. When you come in, they actually take a photo of you, like a passport photo, or like if you go to a Costco membership.
How do they say this?
So they know who you are. If you ever are a heckle, or if you're disruptive, or if you're kicked out of the show for being a cunt, they now know exactly who you are by your face and everything. So if you ever try to come again, it will detect that you are.
How will it detect?
And you're on.
They have facial recognition. So let's say you come to the club.
With your ID, like if you have to show your ID.
I don't understand how they do this. So
21 plus.
They take your picture. Let's say they take your picture, you heckle, you come back 6 months later. Are they scanning your face to see if it matches you in a database?
Software.
Really?
They must.
That's crazy. Well, I just don't understand. I mean, for the amount of times it's going to happen, just kick the guy out and I'll make fun of him. It's part of the show.
Which I thought was, at first I was like, holy shit, really? But then I was like, that's actually really awesome.
It's awesome.
Because there's a lot of people we've dealt with, with Kill Tony that have been banned from the club, the show. And they'll sneak their way in once in a while. And what do you think happens? They become an asshole again. They're disruptive. And then we find out, oh, hey, that's that guy that's supposed to.
We got to do this. Cameron, for the next show, when you try to enter our live chat, I want a program to pop up that says, please center yourself in the camera. It shows one of those green outlines of a head. And then you got to take the person's picture. And once the picture is submitted, we let them into the chat room in the live show viewing. Can we set that up for the next show? I just want to see how it goes over. Because that's what they're doing to you here after you pay $60.
To be banned. So that's actually, I thought, something that was very unique that I had not seen before. And I didn't know that was actually something that's actually growing at a lot of comedy clubs and music venues. I guess it's very...
I don't know what I'm going to do if I'm ever confronted with that. I just hope you know that I'm never allowing my picture to be taken, Jules, at any fucking venue. So wherever we go, if that ends up happening somewhere, whoop, see ya.
Except.
No.
Okay.
All used in Canada. Somebody told me a lot of Canadian places do this now. So let's check this out. Maybe he'll talk about it.
Oh, there's a little tour of the club for you.
You don't know this? There's a song in the back. Remember him? This is all right there.
Some old man, yep.
Holy shit.
Okay, no one cares.
Some of the details. Look at this tile work. This is when you walk in to the club. There's a little spaceship in the tiles.
320. Oh my God, look what they're doing to people. You have to stand like that. Look at this. Watch. Come on. Hit it.
Spaceship in the tiles.
Watch this. They're standing like this as they're being waved down from foot to head with the scanner to make sure they don't have weapons. You're being fully... So this is like going to the airport. This is like TSA, which Joe's against. Joe's against the TSA. He hates them. They've rallied, they've gone on and on and on about how that was an injustice when that was all happening. Look what you got to do with Joe. I'm not doing this to see Tony Hinchcliffe. Putting your arms out, that's submitting. Look at the hoops you must go through to see Tony Hinchcliffe. There's my mouse. What the hell happened to my mouse? Mouseless. Oh, there it is. Showing people entering. There's the crew.
There's the lobby. There's Fuzzy and Christina.
We don't care
about
Fuzzy.
So this is where you, when you go to get your tickets or whatever, you go through, you meet here, and there's a stairway going to the left and there's a stairway going to the right. And that's how you get into the show. I believe the one going to the right is the small room. The left is the big room. There's also bathrooms here in the lobby.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was looking at. 3510. Okay, let's go there. We're just learning about the Comedy Mothership. If you're just tuning in, it's Joe Rogan's new comedy club in Austin, Texas, which I don't want you going to Austin, by the way. I don't want any of you traveling to Austin, living in Austin.
You're passing through.
Yes, and get out of there quick, okay? It's not a safe, it's a very restrictive town now because of Joe. Listen to this. Okay, so Kill Tony is going to be exclusive at the Comedy Mothership. Now, you know, we've seen the stage. It does not look like it could fit a full band, 4 comedians at a table, a comic. You know, we've seen how scrunched they are on this big music stage at the Vulcan, right? We've all seen Kill Tony. So how's that going to work? And is Brian Redban worried? Let's find out.
Gotta love the bomb names. Yeah, I thought that was funny because, you know, it kind of plays on the whole, like, don't bomb on stage, you know? Which is, I'm guessing, is what the thought behind that was.
Beautiful. Just watching him wait.
The stage seems smaller than Vulcan with the band and Kill Tony guest table. That is something that's true. The Vulcan stage is a lot bigger because it is a full band stage or EDM setup. It is a lot bigger. We had to get creative. With we're getting creative with Kill Tony. Kill Tony, by the way, Monday. The next episode that we film
at the new Comedy Mothership,
Joe's new club. And if to tell you that I'm stressed out about it is,
I am
very stressed out.
Oh, he's very stressed out. Listen to that here.
Next episode that we film is going to be at Joe's new club. And if to tell you that I'm stressed out about it is, I am very stressed out. But we had to get creative with it, the stage. So maybe I won't spoil it. But I like what we came up with.
Can't wait to see this.
It's going to be a little different. But I think it's going to be positive. And by the way, you know, this is something just like when we moved to Vulcan, just like when we moved to Antone's, you know.
Antone's!
This is something that we're going to be constantly tweaking and fixing and changing. So
I don't know why he just couldn't build. I mean, you were building everything from scratch. Why didn't you make the stage big enough for Kill Tony, your main event? Well, I love that. I hope it's a big screwed up mess.
On the last Kill Tony, they had a tiny drum kit to practice.
So I wonder, on the last episode of Kill Tony, they had almost like a kid's drum set on stage now instead of the full-size kit that you usually see. And I wonder if they're already prepping for the smaller stage. I don't want a kid's drum set. I want a full drum set for Kill Tony. You know, the band is a big part of my experience watching that show. And please mic the band. I don't know why they don't think they need to mic the band. You only hear the band coming through their microphones in the background. It's very low. I don't like that at all. They don't do that on Conan O'Brien. The band is just as loud as Conan's voice. That's how it should be, okay?